William Ruto told Kenyans one thing, that 2022 was going to mark the end of the politics of conmanship. He has indeed conned the hustler nation.
This is total conning, and as Kenyans, you must know that we are being conned.
He also promised Kenyans that wajinga waleisha Kenya. The truth of the matter is that Kenyans are still wajinga.
Si mnajua nani ni prezi, si mnajua nyinyi voters ndio washenzi. Kwani mjui mdomo yangu ilibatizwa na wakongwe.
Yesterday, William Ruto held a meeting with the members of his cabinet, and they released details about the Hustlers Fund. And in this video, I want to break it down to you guys. Why personally, I strongly believe that William Ruto conned his supporters. This is not what he promised them.
Na hiyo Hustler Fund tutaweka pesa ya serikali shilingi bilioni 50. Na hiyo bilioni 50 tutawapatia wafanyabiashara kama wewe bila interest, without interest.
Moments later.
Hustler Fund tutaifanyia launch tarehe 1 Disemba. Lakini si pesa ya bure. Kama kuna mtu hapa anafikiri atapata pesa ya bure, ati unangojea pesa ya serikali ya bure.
Let us begin by looking at the limits. 500 bob is the minimum you can borrow, and 50,000 is the maximum you can borrow. The truth of the matter is that 500 bob is a lot of money to some people. It can change your life. And 50,000 is also a lot of money to some people. And let me just try and explain to you what you can do with with this money, 50,000. But William Ruto indicated something, that the Hustlers Fund, some aspect of it is going to be mandatory saving. I suspect that once you qualify for the money, you will not be given the 50,000 if that's the maximum you are going to get. They are going to retain some as part of that saving scheme. 50,000, you can use it to start Mitumba business. Let's say, for those who do bales, you can get 2 bales of Mitumba. You can start your business even with 1. You can go to Kibuye market and get those camera. You know, you can start omena business. You can, 50,000 can get you several bags of omena, which you can start selling. Unaweza uza makaa. You can sell charcoal. Although it's illegal, there are several other things you can actually start with it. Someone was suggesting that 50,000 can even kickstart for you a cyber business. But that's not what was promised to hustlers. Hustlers were told that hii shida zenu zote ya kwenda kwa fuliza, kwenda kwa whatever will be sorted out. So those who are doing businesses running over 100,000, 200,000 believed that once they voted for Ruto, then they were going to expand their businesses to more than what they were currently doing.
Kupangwa, sisi ni watu wa kujipanga. Tunaelewana? Huyu muungwana ameniambia ya kwamba wale mashailo bado wanatusumbua. Kupata pesa ya kuendesha biashara bado iko matatizo. Kazi ya kwanza nimeshafanya, wale jamaa wafuliza nimewaambia kabla hatujaongea punguzeni by 50% ile pesa mnalipisha wananchi. Tayari wamepunguza 50%. Mimi nangoja kidogo. Kwa sababu mambo bado. Si ndio? Tulikubaliana ya kwamba tutakuwa na hazina ya Hustler Fund ambayo italete chini gharama ya credit. Tunaelewana? Ikuje chini ili kila mtu aweze kuhakikisha kwamba anaweza kukopa pesa kwa bei nafuu bila ya kuangaishwa vile huyu muungwana amesema. Mimi nataka niwahakikishie hiyo mpango ya kuweka Hustler Fund itakuwa tayari kabla ya Disemba mwaka huu.
So for me, this limit, I don't know why they've capped it at 50,000. The truth is you can start business with 50,000, but majority of these businesses are going to collapse. So for me, that's the biggest problem. How can someone sit somewhere and decide that the minimum they can give you is 500 bob? You know, I would have been comfortable if the minimum was capped at, let's say, 5,000 or even 3,000. So that's the first thing. Number two, the second conmanship I'm seeing is interest. William Ruto was clear on several occasions that these funds were going to be given to people interest-free. Interest-free. Zero. So it was like you get government money, then you give to people to do business. Then probably you ask them to refund. But William Ruto is not telling them that you are going to incur interest of 8%. And there's some hidden charges here. You are going to pay tax. That's one I can guarantee you, because this government needs money. And I don't see the difference between this fund and the ways of funds, for example. Let me just make some reference here about ways of funds. Ways of funds should just have been, for me, if William Ruto was serious, what he ought to have done, he ought to have operationalized or improved on the ways of funds. Ways of funds can actually give you up to, I think, 300,000 Kenya shillings. That's the truth. Actually, ways of funds is interest-free loan. The loan ranges from 50,000 to 100,000. I don't know why he's opting for 500 to 50, and it has interest of 8%. Ways of fund is interest-free. The only problem with ways of fund is that the process of acquiring that loan is a bit tedious. So most people would rather don't go for it. I don't know the process of acquiring the Hustlers Fund. I also tend to think that it's going to be a bit difficult because it's going to be processed through cooperative societies. I don't see any difference between Hustlers Fund and SACCO, because you'll have to organize yourself in groups. You'll have to have guarantors. So for me, William Ruto has conned these people there. The third conmanship in this thing is the credit ratings. You will be given money according to your credit ratings. Kenyans don't have favorable credit ratings. If you look at the default rate of Fuliza and even the banks, it's too much. Why? Because of the state of economy. So for me, I would have wanted a situation where you go to the bank, you apply for this loan, then they just check how your business is doing. I know so many people have always given us stories how they started their businesses, like poultry business using one feather, or one egg, those stories. So that you just check the progress business is making, step by step. How is it making it? So the credit rating is going to lock out majority of Kenyans. The reasons why Kenyans opted for Fuliza and those Sherlocks was because of the default or credit ratings. So that banks feared them. You go to bank, they can't give you loan. You defaulted on Fuliza, you can't get. So the easiest was to go to Fuliza. The other thing which is going to scare away people from this Hustlers Fund is the default. If you default, you will go to jail. And I agree with Ruto on this. Basically, you can't just expect to go to government, get 50,000, You come, upige sherehe, then after that you expect to be paid back. But hustlers are not going to pay this loan. The default rate of the hustler, I know, everybody is going to go for this loan once it's operationalized. It will be launched on 30th. The truth is, many Kenyans will go for it, but with one intention: not paying. The success rate of Kenyans with businesses are known. So if someone was in business of welding, the best thing would have been for them to be empowered to buy more equipments, yani value addition, so that they don't default. But I'm seeing a situation where people who have never ventured into business will just go for these funds, they default, arrest, and the rest. Number 3, the last conmanship I'm seeing on this is access to this fund or even requirements. What will be the requirements for you to access this fund? Let us wait and see. But the requirement is not going to be easy. So my advice to anybody is that poverty is a very bad thing. So if you really need this money and you believe it can change your life, please go for it. Majority of Kenyans are like, oh, this money will not help them. It can help you. But the only problem I have with it is that this is not what was promised. You know, the main reason why digital or online buying of products is not well received in the country is because you order something, then what you receive is different. This is exactly what has happened. The hustlers ordered for a product. They were promised a product. What they are being given is not what was promised to them. But please go for this fund. Do business. I know out of 100 people, 2 people will succeed. Or even 3. The rest, mtaingizwa ndani if you don't pay. Let us wait and see. Maybe because of the noise, someone might decide to increase the limit. But I have serious problem with the limit. I don't know what you think. Thank you, and may you have a good day. Bye-bye.